Hello.
I'm going to start the recorder, reminding for anyone joining on Zoom, be sure to mute and feel welcome to raise hand, ask questions, or put any questions in the chat that you have. Tom, would you like to take it away?
Yes, welcome everybody to the November meeting of Sounds Like Citizens Group. The in-person part is at the Merit Co-work at 23rd and Irving. And the first person on the agenda tonight is Officer Kaylin Campbell, Community Resource Officer for District 1. And if you could maybe, oh no.
There you are. Oh, here I am. I'll just switch chairs. Ooh. Chairs are very slidey. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Hi.
Hello. All right, so we'll start with Sloan Lake. So actually, crime in Sloan Lake seems to be pretty great this last couple months. Burglaries stayed consistent, 5 and 5. Crim miss stayed the same, 4 reported in September, 4 in October. Larceny, which is basically theft, can be shoplift, any kind of theft. 13 reported in September, 7 in October, so small decrease there. Theft from motor vehicle increased by 1, so from 8 reported in September to 9 in October, but motor vehicle theft decreased significantly from 12 reported to 5. So that is promising. Just remember, take all valuables out of your vehicle. Someone walking by doesn't know if it's an empty bag or something inside the bag, so sometimes they check, they're really quick. So just remember those safety tips, and hopefully we can bring down that theft from motor vehicle. Sorry. So then we'll go over and go through West Colfax. So for West Colfax, burglary decreased from 7 reported. Oop, where did it go? Oh, there it is on the side. Well, hang on. Let me just look at mine. It might be a little. Okay, so burglary went from 16 reported in September to 6 in October. So that's significant decrease. Crim miss went from 22 reported to 8 in October. So larceny 20 to 16. Theft from motor vehicle 33 to 27 reports, and motor vehicle theft went from 23 to 17. So pretty significant decreases to reported crime in West Colfax. So that's very promising to hear. A couple of, oh no, I have it still. So there's a couple of things coming up that I want to make sure everyone knows about. Perfect. So instead of our monthly CAG meeting at the District 1 station, we have our Community Crime Prevention Coalition with Chief Ron Thomas and Commander Edward Ledger. We've had some changes to command. Actually, I have one of our new lieutenants here, so she'll introduce herself as soon as I'm done going over all these events. So please come. This one's going to be at Regis University, Wednesday, November 15th at 6:30. So it'll be a good time. And if you have any questions, it's a great time to ask the chief or the commander. So then let's see. Do you have the Southwest Vita?
I don't have that because it
did not.
No, it was too big of a file and it kind of wanted to crash my computer when I was scanning it. So. Well,
okay. So if anyone wants any more information on this, I can absolutely send it to you. So this Saturday for Veterans Day, we're partnering with our Denver Police District 4. So it's just a little bit south of 6th Avenue, and Southwest Vita, which is a nonprofit against youth violence. They're putting together a Barnum 3K fun run and walk. So if you don't want to run, you can absolutely walk it. We have a kids loop available too. It's going to be really fun, completely free. We do recommend registering. I think you get a free t-shirt, but please just show up. We'll all be there participating. So it'll be fun. We're just trying to bring people into the area. There's a really great rec center there that's kind of underutilized, so we want to make sure people are aware of it.
Well, what does VITA stand for?
That's a good question. So I would have to look that up. They're just one of the local nonprofits that is against youth violence. But one of the community engagement program manager in District 4 actually is a part of this nonprofit. So it's really cool, but I'll look up and make sure I know what it stands for you. And then last but not least, the Denver Police Department, we are participating in a public safety survey. So it started on October 22nd, go through December 8th. So it's really all about people's perception on crime. So we want to get that feedback from everyone who's out there living in the community, and then learn how we can improve upon those results. So please take it. It takes about maybe 20 minutes, so stick with it. Maybe have a glass of tea. It's getting cold out, so it'll be much better to say and do the survey. So please take this and spread it to your friends. And that's really all
So you will send me that file, because I don't think that was attached.
I will send this to you. If it was not, I will send it to you regardless. Yeah,
Okay.
we can send that out to everyone. So absolutely. So I will now pass it over to our new lieutenant.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laura Franklin. I'm the new lieutenant in District 1. I've been on for just over 17 years. Other than patrol, I do have a background in investigations, sex crimes, missing and exploited persons, and then internal affairs. Super excited to be here in District 1. It was my first pick, and I got lucky and was able to be assigned out here. I am the overnight lieutenant. Till the end of the year, I will be working Sunday, Monday, Tuesday from 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. and then Wednesdays from noon to 10. That will change the beginning of the year. My days off will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with the same hours. I will make sure that I get my contact info out to everybody in this meeting so that you guys can reach out to me with any concerns or questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We enjoy having you in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
North Denver is just a very cool place.
From what I hear.
All right. Does anyone have any questions? Awesome.
We can gill his seat back.
Don't be so upset.
He is upset. I've taken up multiple seats.
The next person on the agenda is Alessandra Dominguez, council aide from Sandoval. And she will, after playing musical chairs here, she will join us on screen.
Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna sit there. Hello.
Alessandra, would you like to present from that computer? Or would you like me to present from this one?
I can, is it okay if you present that
Yeah.
way? Yeah, okay. I can, how do I get all this? There we go. Thank you so much, Alan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, District 1 updates. So if you could scroll down, we got office staff. So Gina, let's see. Oh, so like technician Campbell had mentioned, this month the CAG meeting, it goes by a fancier title, but it's going to be at Regis. There is going to be free parking, and I believe it's in the science building. Is that right? Yes. And that is going to be at 6 p.m. on the third Wednesday of this month. So next Wednesday.
So that'll be 15.
The 15th. Yep. Parks and Rec Advisory Board. So they had that meeting today. It is the second Wednesday of every month at 5:30. If you would like to chat one-on-one with members of PRAB, you can sign up ahead of time to have a 30. And you can register for the meeting using that link down there. Yes, perfect. Thanks, Alan. Dottie Advisory Board. That is the second Tuesday of every month at 4 p.m. Alan is really involved with that, and they do have translation into Spanish now available. So second Tuesday of every month at 4. please sign up 1 week before the meeting time. You can do that if you email Dottie_AB@denvergov.org with your name, email address, and the subject you would like to cover.
So if you just want to view it, you don't need to sign up in advance, but if you want to speak, you sign up in advance.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's right.
Okay.
Councilwoman Sandoval is having her monthly community office hours Friday, November 17th from 11 till 1. I believe there are 4 will be in person at our office, 1810 Platt Street. If you would like to sign up, you can use that link below. Every month we publish those dates in our newsletter. That's going to be the first place that they are available online. So if you would like to sign up for those
The
newsletters.
newsletter for December will have the December dates.
That's right. Yep. Denver Department of Public Health and Environment is providing free radon test residents. For those of you who don't know, Colorado has about 50% chance of elevated radon levels in homes. Radon is caused by the natural radioactive breakdown of uranium in soil, rock, and water. It's invisible, odorless, tasteless, and cancer causing. So if you go to the website, you fill out a form, it's really easy, and they will send you a free kit so that you see if it's dated or not. And those are completely free. All you have to do is fill out the form.
What if they find radon, then that's not free, right?
That part's not free. You gotta weigh your risks and
Right, okay.
It's a lot cheaper than
But
getting
the
lung
test-
cancer.
yeah.
Right there you go.
Actually, when they found radon in the area of the Swansea homes that Habitat built, and so in the crawl space, they had a small ventilation fan to just purge it out of the building, took it up through the roof like you would any other, like the
Like a furnace or
plumbing vent or furnace vent, yeah. It just handled with plastic pipe and
yeah, and you'll figure it out, right? Denver moves. So Denver is releasing a survey on how its residents feel about the bike plan. So it's going to ask you mostly how you want to get around. So if you want to walk by foot, Alan's going to cover it on the agenda, but you can opt to take that survey or go to the virtual open house. And I will leave the rest for Alan in his segment. And then Denver e-bikes, is Alan getting that too? Am I good to cover that?
It's all Eugenia.
Okay.
I mean, Alessandra, sorry. My brain's not working
No
today.
problem. No worries. Denver e-bike rebates. So for the last time this year, the e-bike rebates will be available on Tuesday, November 28th at 11 a.m. If you click on that link, it's going to take you to the website where you have a chance to get that voucher. You can receive up to $100 off, and this is the last time for 2023. There will be opportunities in 2024, but I do not have the dates or times for that. If you're interested in those vouchers, you have to be on your computer at like 10:55 with everything filled out. They go out fast, first come, first serve.
like 15 minutes after they're gone.
Yeah, like I haven't even tried because I'm pretty sure I won't get it gone.
I have a question, but it might even be a question for Alan. This is Deb. And what I'm looking at this $1,400, up to $1,400. Okay. $1,400 alone would be a lot for a bike.
Mm.
And I realize this is an e-bike. So my question is, when I see that discount, that's a serious discount. Does that mean e-bikes are way more expensive than that discount?
I'm not sure what the price point on an e-bike is, but they are an investment.
Does Alan know?
Yeah, Deb,
Does he-
you can get e-bikes. The cheaper ones, Rad Power, are, start at maybe like 1,500 or so. The more expensive ones go up to, $6,000. But most of the bikes that people are getting from this program are in the, call it, 1,000 to $3,000 range. You can definitely spend a lot if you want to replace a car on a really expensive, nice one, but there's a lot of really, fatty bikes over in Sun Valley is a great affordable brand. REI carries some affordable ones, so there's lots of options to make it relatively affordable. But if income qualified residents get more of a discount, buying a cargo bike gets more of a discount, but it's a great deal for sure.
Wonderful, thank you.
So we, as part of Vision Zero, the residential street speed limits have been lowered to 20 miles per hour for most residential streets. Our office does have yard signs. So if you would like yard signs, just let us know. Send us an email at district1@denvergov.org. That way we can order them for you, know how many you want. If you want 20, we'll give you 20. If you want one, we'll give you one. We just have to know how many you would like so that we can have them in office for you to pick up. And then, actually, I'm so sorry. We can actually bring them to the next meeting. So you don't even have to come to the office. I'll just bring them next month.
That'd be great.
Excuse me, where do you put them at?
In your yard?
Inside the fence or? I don't
That's up to you, however you want to use the sign.
Well, I mean, I didn't know. Sometimes you can't use
Mm,
next to the curb a lot of times. I know when we put out anything for somebody being out of the fence.
Sure. I would say, it's probably the same rules as all the other yard signs.
But how they know that they're going 20 miles an hour, if it's inside the fence, it has to be out by the, right?
Yeah, I just give you the sign. Whatever you want to do with it after, that's
I
your
just wanted
business.
to make sure because some people get all upset and they start taking them down.
Yeah.
Right, that's true.
Well, maybe you could mount them on the top of your fence.
Oh,
Put
there
up
you
a
go.
sign that says 25 miles an hour and put the 20 on it.
That's another option for sure. You got options.
Yeah, I just don't want somebody to tell me, what's that nut doing out there, or he knows that you can't put it on the curb or whatever,
Mm,
and I just, I don't want somebody. I've had people come by and I had signs and they just threw them out on the street.
mm. Yeah.
So that's why I just wanted to get a clarification of
Mm.
what I can do, what I can't.
I don't know all the rules regarding where you can put your yard signs, but if there are rules and you know what they are, then
Yeah.
it's best practice to follow those.
Yeah, because it's not gonna do any good putting them inside the fence.
Mm,
It has to be out there where it's visible.
mm.
Unless they're doing 70 miles an hour.
And then they're not gonna see them anyway.
I'll just say you did, you told me I could.
And Alessandra, isn't the reason for the 20-mile-per-hour is they've changed in residential areas, the speed limit down to 20 miles per hour.
Yes.
And part of this is to get it out to the public that is the current speed limit.
Yes, that is right. We are lowering the speed limit to 20, or it has been lowered already. This is just
Right.
part of an awareness.
So when are they gonna put them out? Say 20 miles an hour.
That is a great question for Dottie. I can ask them when they're going to redo signs. But I'm not sure where they are in their process of making those signs available on the street for the mile per hour.
I've had 25 miles an hour, and they're going 55.
Here,
Right.
right there.
Yeah, I mean, if people are gonna speed, we could make the speed limit 5 miles per hour, they'll still go 55. There's always
Yeah.
gonna be bad actors out there. But people like me who are driving 25 and then see that sign and go like, oh no, ooh, I didn't realize. It works for me, but,
Well, I just thought to change the 25 to 55.
oh, we can up it to 55. I would go.
They're going 55 already.
Sure. Yeah, maybe we should save it for the freeway, but, yes, residential streets are 20.
Yeah, because I live off of 20th and that street's crazy.
Yes, well, if you see something, We've got technician Campbell here. We've got 311. If you want to report it, you can call online. You can enter it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's good. The more numbers we have on it, the more resources that they can dictate to those problems.
Yeah, where I live at, it was homes,
Mm,
nothing but condos.
Yep.
I'm the last person standing,
Mm,
and I live right on the corner.
mm,
I own a half a block. And they go through there in the morning, they go through there at night,
mm,
and on the weekends, forget it,
mm,
you know. But it's just, you know, I learned to live with,
mm.
but somebody's gonna get hurt pretty bad eventually, because, I mean, when you see a car and they hit a bump and you see the sparks flying out from underneath it,
Mm.
they're going pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, but not to blame her or
No,
nothing, she's done a
no.
great job. But I'm just saying, I've done it since Commander Stevens was here, and that's 20 years ago,
Mm,
and nothing's been done.
mm,
So, and I did it with Raphael, I did it with Amanda.
mm,
So I know that speeding is one of the issues that we're kind of encountering throughout the entire city. I think that's kind of where they went to lower the speed signs. I know there is a rollout with Dottie. Again, they can't go out and replace all the signs all at once, so they are prioritizing and replacing them strategically. As to the speeding, we can absolutely reach out to Photo Radar. We have signs that collect speed data. So that right now they're employed kind of around some of the schools we have in different areas. We can put your 20th and Grove kind of on the list, so that way we can get that data and support the claims that everyone.
Is there a thing where you can put how much traffic is going through the area?
Yeah, so some of our speed signs collect that data, and then it all goes into the server. We can compile it, and that way we can show it to Dottie and the different city agencies, and we can kind of come up with more of a collaborative approach to dealing
But
with.
they had a thing where they put a strip across, and when the car went
Okay.
over it, they showed how many cars are going over the area.
Let me look into that, and I'll make sure to have an answer on how we could. if
Yeah,
that was even
because,
possible, yeah.
That machine would go crazy,
Yeah, it's the area, yeah,
you know,
let me look into that and see what we can do about the speeding on there.
because I mean, it's just, with the condos and everything else and the people that are living in the area. And then people just driving off of Federal.
Right, yeah.
It's just, you know, it's, I don't know what else to do. I had a good thing going on with, Commander Paisley, but he's gone, Chief's gone,
Yeah,
so.
we do have different units, like do have a traffic enforcement unit, there's a kind of a smaller group, and so unfortunately, like I said, citywide, we're trying to figure out this speeding issue, but I'll definitely bring it to their attention, and then I'll get with you after, and we can, if there's anything specific.
Okay,
Right. Thank you, Gil.
I need to know if they can hear the conversation.
Yep,
Is
we can
that
hear
one
that
there?
one fairly well.
Oh, okay, great.
Can I ask one more question before I'm cut off?
Make it-
On, parking for the games, they used to have, or they used to give, and the commander from District 1 said it had to be traffic. They couldn't do anything about it. And the thing about it is, with the Sloan's Lake, we had something going on. I don't know what happened since Margie Grizzly left, where we used to have traffic come out and cite people that were parking illegally.
Hmm.
Just across the street from me, I have a guy that parks when the game is here in town or
Hmm.
concert or whatever, he parks about 15 cars on his lawn.
Hmm.
And that's the issue that I have. And it's detrimental to the place because my estimate for my house now
Mhm.
came out at $1,200,000 for my place.
Mhm.
And I got this junk on the other side. See, and I rent out part of my home. It's actually two homes.
Mhm.
And you know, it's a hard time to rent a place out when you got people like that.
Hmm.
You know, it's just, I know it's little things here and there, but it just, they come out to be big things after a while,
Mhm. Yes, they all add up.
you know, so. That, life goes on. Thank you.
All right.
I actually saw Technician Campbell write some of that down, so she is
Yeah,
now
she's-
aware.
You know, she's been aware, she's good.
Yes.
I don't have any complaints about her at all.
I don't either. She's the best. She answers all of my emails all the time.
She's good, she's good.
Onward.
So zero fare for youth, that is the RTD program. I think I talked about it last time, where people 19 or younger can use any RTD for free as long as they have a school or government ID. If they do not have those, there is a list of other IDs they can use. If you click on that link, it'll come up with that list. And that program is going to run until the end of August of next year. And then we have free after-school meals for youth. So kids ages 3 to 18 can get free food at various sites across the city. You do not need to sign up. You do not need an ID. That program is going to run until May 24th, 2024, so end of school year. And you can find the list of those locations and the menus if you use that link in the last bullet point there. And we have the Denver Youth Employment Program. So this is for youth ages 14 to 24 to help them develop or at least take steps towards creating a career. So they have opportunities to work at Denver Public Schools, Urban Peak, and more organizations like that. If you'd like more information, you can visit their website. I have it linked there. You can call them and you can email them. And those are all great ways to talk to someone as far as taking those first steps. And then we also have the Public Cadet Safety Program Open House. That is going to be tomorrow. So if you would like to go, you do have to RSVP. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. at 2155 North Akron Way. If you cannot attend in person, they do have an option to attend via Microsoft Teams. I've included the meeting ID and the password. If you would like to become a Denver police officer, a Denver firefighter, or a Denver sheriff, this is a great place to talk to current cadets and former cadets about the application process and the cadet program. And we have the residential rental license. So landlords of single unit rental properties have until January 1st, 2024 to apply for the residential rental property license. They are offering virtual meetings in 15 or 30-minute time slots on Teams, and those are available Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 12:45. They also have in-person meetings Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Web Building, or 201 West Colfax Avenue is its actual address. And they have 2 free in-person question and answer sessions. The next one is Tuesday, November 14th. The one afterwards is Tuesday, December 12th. Both take place from 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Sam Gary Library. If you would like to learn more or submit an application, you can click on the link in the last bullet point. The Cherry Creek Spear Boulevard Open House. If you would like to provide feedback on the Cherry Creek Trail and Spear Boulevard area between Colfax and I-25, this is the place to do it. Although it's not in our district, Spear Boulevard is obviously one of the main ways that a lot of people get into downtown Denver. So we know that's heavily used by District 1 residents. They are looking for ways to develop a realistic vision and improve how people move through and around that corridor. It's not a construction project quite yet. They're just looking for feedback to see what they can or should do. The in-person open house is Thursday, November 4th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Commons on Champa. If you click on the Commons on Champa, it'll take you to Google Maps with the address. If you are not able to make it, there is an interactive open house online, and that is going to be available to view from Thursday, November 14th through Thursday, December 15th. All right, it is the end of fall. Leaf drop season is upon us. There is a leaf drop site for Northwest Denver at Sloan's Lake Northwest parking lot. It's open on weekends from Saturday, November 4th to Sunday, November 19th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you cannot make the weekend dates, there are weekday drop-off locations, and you can find those if you click on that link. The leaves are requested to be in brown paper bags. If you bring them in plastic bags, they will ask you to dump them out there. If you do not have brown paper bags, you can download a coupon if you click on the link in that last bullet point for a free 5-pack of those brown paper bags from participating Ace Hardware stores. The state of emergency on homelessness. So as I know some of you did go to those homelessness initiative town halls, they still have the goal of housing 1,000 people. If you click on that link, you can see the prospective micro communities, and that does get updated. You can also read the Emergency Operations Center Homelessness Report. And if you would like to know more, you can go to denvergov.org/house1000.
But what about all the people that on Birch and everything else, and they turned it down already again, second time? For the micro, so they won't let them build there. They want to push everything this
Yeah.
way.
Some of the locations, yeah.
Yes. I mean, I can tell you a little bit about that. Quick presentation. The bird site was next, and the mayor did send out a letter to Councilmember Cashman. But there's a majority usage now for hotel conversions, specifically in District 8. It seems to be the most viable option, but there's not one currently in this district for a micro community. So
And-
say up here, I don't think there is one.
Just so all of you know, this is Alex with the mayor's office.
Oh,
So
good.
he's actually part of the mayor's team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
happy to be here.
yes. So he's very knowledgeable on this.
Yeah, we helped organize all the town halls
Mhm.
and public forums, and we still are doing them. So
Oh,
back to you.
So migrant support at Richard T. Castro Human Services Center, as some of you may know, we have had an influx of migrants. We have eclipsed and surpassed even the height that we had this summer. If you have any jackets, sweatpants, jeans, shirts, undergarments, socks, any clothing, I know with winter coming up, those are really, really needed. So if you have those items, donations are being accepted Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at 1200 Federal Boulevard. The drop-off location is at the garage doors, not the main entrance.
And the garage doors are on the north side of the building.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Yes, they are on the north side of the building. If you'd like more information, you can visit the website in that last bullet point. We've got some general contact information for Northwest Denver. So if you see anything in parks, you can absolutely email park.ranger@denvergov.org. You can call 311 and that will route you to the Ranger Assistance Line for anything in progress. If you see anything that's a non-emergency, you can call 720-913-2000 or 311. If you would like to do anything in the parks, you can visit the Parks and Recreation permitting. If you would like to watch city council meetings on Monday or city council committees, you can visit the link below. And again, if you'd like to report anything, you can call 311 or file a report using that last link. And then ways to connect with us. Our email address is district1@denvergov.org. You can call us at 720-337-7701. You can find us online. Our website is denvergov.org/district1, and you can sign up for office hours using that link as well.
When you have clothes like that, you like to give away, but you don't have. I know people that like to give them away, but they don't have a way of taking them down there. So how can,
I'm not, so because they can't drive anymore or they have
they're
low
older people
mobility.
and they just. They have things, gardens and stuff like that that they like to get rid of,
Mm.
but you know, they don't have the ways or means to take them down there.
Maybe they can organize with their neighbors, maybe their neighbors are nice enough to drive them there, or, I mean, the,
Maybe some of the churches could.
some of the churches.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of the drive.
It seems like there's plenty of nice and kind people here at this organization that might be willing to help. To help coordinate that, perhaps.
Cause I ran into quite a few people that they lost weight or
Mm,
they're too old and their clothes that they have are too old,
mm,
but people like that could probably use them,
mhm.
Yeah.
you know, and I just was wondering, you know, to find a way to get
Get the clothes there.
the clothes to them people that need them.
Mm,
But I can't organize it because see, I don't drive.
mm,
I don't have a car
Mm.
or anything else. My eyes are bad from Vietnam, so I just can't see that good anymore, so that's why.
mm.
Well, we
I'll
have,
just-
we have a community engagement program manager, Megan Ladd. I don't know if you've probably seen her around. So like, let me bring this up to her and see if there's something we can try and do to help organize something, okay?
Okay, yeah, because I mean, there's a few people that asked me, you know, they have clothes to give away and they don't know where to put them,
Mm,
you know. Cause a lot of them used to take them to the one on Colfax, what's the name of that? Yard,
mm.
and they figure, well, these people need them more,
Right, yep.
you know,
Mhm.
so,
Right.
Mm,
and
We'll work on brainstorming a way to get
Get
that
the-
organized.
yeah, get the people that they don't have the ways or means to take them down there.
yes, they don't have the outlet to deliver
Right,
them.
exactly, I
Yeah.
mean, you know. And I would help if I could do it, but I can't,
Mm,
you know. I can point them in the right direction, that's the only thing I can do.
mm. I think we found a direction,
Yeah.
and I can check with, my office as well and see if there's anything that we can do to help organize something like that.
If we can take them to a church, I could probably get some people to help to take them to the church or something.
Mm,
you know.
We'll brainstorm with Alessandra and see what we can figure out, so.
Yeah,
yes.
just hope they don't get rid of them before I, then you say, well, where do you say all these clothes were at, you know, but, they didn't ask in the end, you know. Cause I go to St. Dominic's over here for that. And I walk around a lot. And the reason I know a lot of people because I was a mailman for 38 years.
Mm,
So they ask me, they tell me, and I said, well, I'll try and find out for you.
yeah. Yeah, we'll see what we can come up with, yeah.
So that way, if somebody asks me, well, yeah, and now I know where to
Mhm.
give them at.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, but that's where I'm at.
All right, we'll find a finish line.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did anybody else have any questions?
Going back to the yard sign, I'd like to ask Janine if she's still here. What do you mean by parking in, you got cited for a yard sign in my parking? What, are you there? No.
She's up there.
It's up there.
It was a political sign and I guess neighbors complained and they came and cited me and had me remove it. Parking is the area, so my mom used to call it from the sidewalk to the street.
Okay, the hell, they call it hell strip sometimes.
Yeah,
Right.
we call,
Okay,
in the day, we call it the parking.
interesting. And you got cited for that. Interesting.
It is.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
Very interesting.
yeah.
I'm not sure what the
Then
rules
people are
around
lost.
right away.
Yeah,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeannie, was it a political sign?
Yes, it was a political sign. They
Oh,
didn't like my politics, I guess.
That's when you get people usually don't call for a,
Your speeding
I don't
signs.
think they do, or like the little kid ones, you know, the ones that say, there's
Yeah.
kids around.
Yeah.
Hope not.
That was
Yeah.
funny.
I just thought I'd share that.
Yes, it's a good thing to be aware of.
Were you saying political too?
No.
Does anybody else have any questions?
Well, thank you very much.
No?
It was very informative, and the link to your
Newsletter?
well, not the newsletter, the slides that you just shown.
Uh-huh.
Can we get that to put on our website so people can?
Yes, so I sent it to Alan and it's also in this chat.
Okay, Alan's got it. Good.
Yes, yep.
All right.
So where do you get
Terrific.
those signs for?
If you just let me know if you want some, I will bring them to the next meeting.
Okay,
Just let me know how many.
I would like to have at least 3,
Okay.
because like I say, I own a half a block.
Hmm,
And there's already signs that are saying no parking on this side.
hmm.
They still park.
They must not be able to read. We are, sorry.
Well, actually, the next is Ein Slavis, who's the aide for Jamie Torres. And she is online, I believe.
I think she emailed you. I actually left an event that was, it's going on right now at the Denver Indian Center, and it's running long, so she's unable to make it.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
She sent you an email.
Oh.
You're Tom.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
Well, maybe I left before I got the email.
It should be on your phone.
Okay, well, the only thing that I got an email recently from Jamie Torres herself, and she was wanting to come to our December meeting. And I responded to her that it would be a great time to come because it will be when we're having our holiday party, location to be determined at this point. But I will get back with Ein next month. And the next order of business will be Deb Neely will be talking about the RNO meet and greet with Amanda Sandoval's office, District 1. We have slides 8 and 9.
Okay. Oh, yes, so, Amanda Sandoval invited all of her District 1 RNOs to a dinner meet and greet so that we could all meet each other. And she wanted to thank us for our volunteer work in the community. And she wanted to find out what our struggles were in our separate organizations. There were 10 RNOs there, and that's not even all the RNOs that are in District 1. So I was kind of surprised about that. I was surprised that Inspiration Point has an RNO, and also 38th Avenue, just 38th Avenue from Sheridan to Federal, and has its own RNO as well. So there was it was very nice. It was great to see what other RNOs are doing, and it made us feel like it might be a good idea to connect with these people more in the future. So, and this is going to happen at least twice a year, I believe. These dinners with Amanda, so we can. She also gave. You want to talk about that? 1,000.
Yes.
Okay.
There is. That's what Amanda's office, the Sloans Like Citizens Group was one of the Northwest Denver Registered Neighborhood Associations to receive a generous gift of $1,000 from Councilwoman Amanda Sandoval, Council District 1 office. The gift will help defray the costs of printing and stamps and other operational costs and enable us to continue to do special events to serve the Sloans Lake and West Colfax neighborhoods. We greatly appreciate this generous gift.
I really think she's there. It's becoming more of a priority in this city to give power to hyper-local groups, neighborhood groups. So, but one thing that was asked was, I mentioned earlier, she was interested in what struggles. So she wanted to know, okay, so what came out of this meeting was that 3 main struggles were mentioned by all the RNOs, and number 1 was lack of participation and engagement, especially from BIPOC and younger residents. So in other words, we're feeling like there's not nearly enough diversity, and we'd love to see more. We'd love to see more people in the community get involved. Lack of leadership volunteers, especially from BIPOC and younger residents, and the need for more RNO support additionally was mentioned as well. So then there were 3 concerns. That was safety and crime. And I think that's not a surprise. Traffic concerns were also mentioned, and the need for neighborhood plans and the desire to preserve and incorporate active street use when redevelopment takes place along key corridors in Northwest Denver. So it was over 3 hours. It was very, very constructive, and it was really good to collaborate with the other neighborhood associations.
Yeah, so Deb Neely and I were attending for Sloan's Lake Citizens Group, as we are co-presidents of the organization.
Were they having the same issues that we have or close?
Yes, except some people are dealing with homelessness more in certain parts of District 1 than we are in, I would say, the Sloan's Lake area. And in our RNO district.
And we don't see as many tents, scouting camp tents for aged scouts.
Keep in mind that Sloan's Lake Citizens Group is from 10th Avenue to 29th and Sheridan to Federal. So anyway, you have any more comments?
I don't. It was a very enjoyable evening, and we got to see some friends that we haven't seen in a few years, who we see generally at some meetings like this, or when we're down at City Council talking about common issues. All right, Alan, if you could jump to the 26th Avenue slide. Okay, these slides are taken on 26th Avenue. This is the corner of 26th and Sheridan, and the point of this slideshow is the lack of continuous sidewalks from Sheridan to Federal. And there's many places where they've got deficient sidewalks. This is an example of where one back where the sidewalk had a curb cut, and then it went to nothing. Then you go to the next slide. That just shows this is adjacent to the storage unit there, to give you an idea of where we were. Next. Okay, this shows that some of the sidewalk there is bumpy, and it's not very good for people in electric wheelchairs. If you look further down there, you'll see the sidewalk leads directly into a power pole, which is kind of an issue for people both walking and in electric chairs. The other thing is some of the curbs, once you get past that, are very slopey so that it could tend to turn a electric chair over. If you look beyond that, it goes to gravel for about a quarter of a block and then shrubs that are in the way. This is an example. You have the curb, the ramps to get onto the sidewalk, but what do you have when you get there? About 18 inches.
Yep.
Next. And this is adjacent across the street from that, and the sidewalk is in terrible disrepair. They are currently working on some new condos there, so hopefully they will be required to provide a decent sidewalk area. Next. All along 26th Avenue, Sheridan to Federal is a bike lane that has not been improved as much as on the 17th Avenue. It's a shared road for cars and bikes share the road, which can lead to some issues. Next. And another example of deteriorated sidewalks in about within 2 blocks of Sheridan. And here they shows they have the ramp to get up from the street to the sidewalk, and what's in your way? Power pole. And another power pole. This is a new construction in Xavier, and it's got the sidewalk on Xavier, but there's nothing on 26th Avenue. And coming off an alley here to an area that is used as a pathway, but there's no sidewalk, no ramp to get up to there. So that's an area where sidewalks are non-existent. Next. Okay, this shows a bus stop, but to access to the bus stop, if you are in a walker or a wheelchair or anything, you have to go across loose gravel, which isn't very easy to do. I've seen people waiting along the curbway there to catch a bus. Next one. Okay, here is at Oak Street, and there's no sidewalk there whatsoever. That's the south side of 26th. This has the ramp, going from the street up, but to the left, there is no sidewalk. And if you see the sidewalk there, you can get ramp up, and what do you run into again? Telephone pole. And deteriorated sidewalks and a power pole. And this is at Winona on the south side, and there's no sidewalk there. Next one. Okay, this is near Sloan's Lake Park, and they had that just pedestrians crossing from the north side of 26th to the park, and they have a flashing light there that sometimes is flashing. And this is at Vrain. They do have that traffic sign giving us the speed that you're going, but on the park side, there's no sidewalk. And here's another one of the handicap ramps that they put to go from the street up to the sidewalk. To the left, the sidewalk is non-existent. And once again, we run into a power pole. And this stretch here is on the north side of 26. And as you can see, there's no sidewalk, there's a gravel path and some gravel landscaping, but no sidewalks. And continuing on, no sidewalk on part of this, and then it's got that thin, maybe 36-inch wide that leads directly into, once again, a power pole. And this is a sign in the park indicating that it is the D6 shared pathway bicycle lanes. And they have a narrow sidewalk here, but you can see that it's in disrepair. And this shows that on the park side, there's no sidewalk. Okay. And this is at where Tennyson comes in, and it's, so the Tennyson, there's a bike way going north on Tennyson, and it's just, once again, showing that there is no sidewalk in the park side. However, they do have a separated traffic area for pedestrians crossing 26, so that there's a refuge area, so they can get halfway across, wait for traffic to clear. So that's an improvement. And this is right there at Tennyson, so there's a bus stop there, and they do have signs saying state law that people are supposed to stop when they see pedestrians or yield to the pedestrians. Doesn't happen necessarily. And there's that refuge area in the middle of 26th Avenue. And by having it constricted, it does slow down traffic at that area. Once again, look on the far side of the street here, they have a ramp going up with no sidewalk either on Stewart or 26th Avenue. It's good use of our money. And this one on Stewart, they have that narrow sidewalk. Here is at, I can't remember the corner, but it has a ramp to get up to no sidewalk. And that's on the park side, something like park side. So it's Tennyson, Stewart, that's at Stewart. Here you can see they do have that sign indicating the speed, and they have a ramp going to the north-south street, but there's just a gravel walkway there with a bunch of obstructions in it if it were paved. And this is near the park, and they just have this caution that for the next 1,200 feet, that there are pedestrians crossing, to alert you to that. To the right there, you'll see that they have the tree lawn and a standard 5-foot sidewalks. So that is next one. Once again, no concrete, but a gravel walk area with a power pole and no ramp to get to it, but it would be stupid to put a ramp in when it goes right into the power pole. And this is at Raleigh, and the north-south sidewalks are in place. However, there is that gravel walkway and nothing on the north side of 26th at Raleigh. And here they've got a sidewalk leading to a dirt path. Where for some reason, they stopped building the sidewalk. And this is an older area. It's been, a long time. Here, once again, is a gravel walkway leading to a power pole and no access at the corner. This is an interesting one that they did all of that work to turn the corner. So they have an access going north-south and one east-west. And the one running on 26th Avenue goes to nowhere. And that sign for 1,200 feet of crossing, as Kenny Huff was walking across with his dog and was hit and killed at that location, that precipitated putting up the 1,200 feet pedestrian beware, or take note of pedestrians crossing. But also please note, no sidewalk. No sidewalk on 26 or on Quitman. And at least they didn't put a handicap access to sod. Here's another area where power pole is in the middle of the gravel walkway, and there's a bus stop here, and it would be very hard for a person with a walker or anything to get to it to catch the bus. And once again, it's very commonplace along 26th Avenue. I think that's just another view of the same one. We are
Tom,
approaching.
Sue has a question in chat. In several photos, it looks like private property going right
Sure.
up to the curb. Is this the case, or can the city take it over to make it more accessible?
All along here, if you notice where the fence line is where the property line is. This is in the public right of way, based on the location of the fences. Sue, does that answer your question?
I guess so. You talk, well, not all along there were fences. A lot of that properties that you showed went right up to the curb, or people had done, gravel or plants or whatever right up to the curb, which is, next to the street. I didn't know if I can see there that fence. I know that's right in the corner of 26 and Perry. So it's just their property is just inside the fence.
Yeah, the property line, on most all of these areas, the property line allows for, in the public right of way, the placement of a sidewalk. They just never did it. Or they later development, they didn't have the tree lawn and a 5-foot sidewalk. They put a sidewalk right adjacent to the curb.
Right.
And at those locations, I'm not sure where the property line is.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, what do they call it? Eminent domain or something? If city decides for the the betterment of society to take something over and improve it.
Well, the whole purpose of this little slideshow is to, at the end of the meeting, have a straw poll, and say, the Salt Lake Citizens Group would like to say to Dottie that this is an area where you should use some of the early use of the sidewalk improvement in this area. And it would be, we could send it to them, and this would hopefully draw attention to the issue here.
Right. I wonder, can they put power lines underground?
I don't know. I mean, they could move the power line someplace other than in the middle of the sidewalk.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it looks like a good project.
I'm sure that the utility company could force an easement to allow them to put the poles off of public property if they need to do that for the sidewalk.
Yeah, okay. That's good. Good set of
Okay.
pictures.
In the list, Alan. Okay, now here they have the access and it does go to a sidewalk, but then here, next block over, there's no sidewalk.
Right. Yeah, I walk my dog around there all the time and it is challenging sometimes.
Okay, there's one slide coming up that shows that's the one. This woman's trying to push her stroller across
Geez.
this rough area here, and
Yeah.
it looks like it is a challenge for her by the body language.
Yeah.
As you get closer, Alan, as we get closer to like Lowell, where Brown Elementary is, they put probably the brick and fence at the property line, so there's definitely room for a sidewalk there. And I don't know which street this one's at. We're getting over to Francis Heights, and at that area they have good sidewalks. And then if we go the next one, that particular going in diagonally, the city has put those in, and then in their infinite wisdom, they're coming back and taking them out, so you have a straight shot into the sidewalk from both directions. So it was a good use of our taxpayer money.
To give you a little context, Tom, the reason that they're redoing these particular ramps are not particularly accessible for folks in wheelchairs. It puts you out kind of into both sides of the street, so to speak.
Right.
So I think the ADA settlement
Yeah.
is why they're moving to a more standard ramp that goes both directions as opposed to a 45-degree angle.
And once again, no sidewalk. I wish I had the street sign there, but it was adjacent to that
That's
one.
Osceola.
It's Osceola.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
Osceola.
and this shows, the number of seniors that live in the two towers at Francis Heights. And that's the second building. They do have that flashing crosswalk there. And they have easy access to a paved area for the bus stop. So walkers and wheelchairs it's easy for them to get there. And you just push a button and it turns on those flashing lights, and by state law, they're supposed to stop. And Dayspring Villa is memory care area near Francis Heights, and but once again, they've got the good sidewalk there. That is what we hope to have along 26. Except for on the other side where there is no sidewalk. But this is approaching Brown Elementary.
From which side? Okay.
It looks like it's on the west side, or
Yeah, that's just west of Lowell, facing east. The photo is.
Oh, okay.
Then when you do get to Brown, they've got sidewalks there and
East.
signs that say 20-mile-per-hour speed limit. So it's better there because of the school. Go a little further, the next slide, in the middle of just east of Lowell, they've got another one of those refuge areas so people can go partially across and then wait for traffic to clear. It's a safety issue for the little kids. And we're getting down at Irving from here on. They do have sidewalks on both sides that were put in probably close to the turn of the century. They have the ramps. That red brick house is where former Mayor Pena lived. And this is getting down towards Federal, at the bus stop there. Yeah, that's Pena's house. And there's a fire station, and we're now to Federal. And so over there, pedestrians are handling very well, but right there at the corner, it appears that there's a curb to get into the parking lot. So Alan, were you able to set up a little straw poll for us here?
Yep, I'll launch that now.
At the city level concerning sidewalks, haven't they postponed their survey that they had originally scheduled for this summer?
They have Alan, can you clarify that for Angela? She said about postponing the survey or whatever.
Yeah, so the city has already started to catalog where sidewalks are missing and things like that. There's a lot of work that still needs to be done, but effectively what Councilman Sandoval proposed was a 6-month deferment on fee collection. Instead of starting on January 1st, it's going to start on July 1st to give a committee, which I happen to be on, and Alessandra and other folks from Councilman Sandoval's office were there today. We had our meeting. But some more time to come up with a more equitable fee structure that takes care of some of the challenges that folks have seen in the original 307 ordinance. Right now, Dottie is planning on going to start, maybe the first year will just be repairs to existing sidewalk network, and the hope is by year 2 that they'll start filling in these missing gaps like we see here on 26th Avenue and elsewhere throughout the city.
I would like to see this draw poll to ask this Sloan's like submit our list of concerns to the group that will be doing the survey.
Okay, the straw poll as written by Alan currently says, do you support a letter to ask Dottie to improve sidewalks along 26th Avenue? And the answer is yes or no. So
Pretty unanimous. Everybody, including myself, at 6 people want to support it.
okay, and here in the there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I can't vote.
Six yes.
Go back if Alexander can't vote.
I can't vote on it. Not part of the RNO. I'm a good supporter though. Big cheerleader.
Yeah, so there's 6 here in the at the live meeting.
Bring it.
What are we looking?
So what did we end up with, Alan?
I'm sorry, I said before is I think 6 or 7 here, all in favor of the letter as well.
Okay, the online plus the in person, so that would make it 12 then. And there was at least 1 no vote. I mean, abstain. And if you go back to the previous slide before that. Nope. It's notice about the business applied for a transfer of ownership of a liquor license. And that is slide 11.
It's not this one here, Tom?
Nope, it's the one before that.
Sorry, I don't think I have that file, Tom. My apologies.
Okay, well, it's on.
Oh,
the
here it is.
business
Sorry.
Business at 1600 North Federal. They want to transfer ownership or say corporate structure of a dance cabaret license at 1600 North Federal. The name of the entity is Extra Events, doing business as Culture Music Hall at 1600 North Federal. If you want to protest, you have to have it emailed before the hearing on November 13th. This is outside of our district actually, but it's just across the street. And some people might be interested if they live in the area, if there is an issue with rowdiness. So, and it goes to attention hearings coordinator at 201 West Colfax. And the only reason this was a exhibit for that and just showing where other liquor establishments are, but I've had issues in the past with Avondale Liquors. It's the third one down. And that's at 1365 North Federal. And they have been working with a good neighbor agreement with the police. And at this point, apparently their liquor license is delinquent for their renewal. So I think we need to follow up with that. I just found that out today, but I think it's something we need to look into. This is right there at the bus stop, and it's right where all the traffic, 14th and Federal, where all the people getting on and off the light rail intersect with the buses going north and south on Federal. And there's also buses going east-west at that point too. So it's right near it's the Federal Decatur station.
Hasn't that been a problem, liquor store for a long time?
Mhm. It was. They've done a lot to improve it. They put some fences up and no loitering signs. The police have asked them to remove some of their advertising from the windows so it would be more apparent what's going on inside. And I haven't noticed much of that disappearing, but the fact that it jumped out as delinquent, all the others here are active. I think we just need to look into it, since that is truly within our neighborhood association.
Well, then have there been 2 deaths in that area from traffic?
Oh, yeah, they put up some fencing in the middle of the median to keep people from at least directing them to go to the intersection. But some traffic has knocked part of the fence down so they can easily walk across in the middle of the block now, which is not great. So the next item is slides 12, 13, and 14, Alan. There, okay. On Saturday, November 18th from 8 to 10 in the community room, we're hosting the 11th annual pancake breakfast for the veterans living in the Del Norte Veteran Apartments at 2635 Federal. It's something that's been well received over the years, and it's kind of an honor for us to acknowledge the service of the people in the building. There's 27 units. We provided an individual invitation to everybody that Donna will put under their doors. And if you go to the next, there's some pictures from last year's pancake breakfast. There's, I think I'm wearing the same shirt. And that's Jennifer Qualteri, our secretary, and I were cooking up the pancakes, and adjacent is her grandson, Talon, who was helping flip the pancakes. Generally, we serve whole wheat pancakes, blueberry pancakes, bacon, coffee and orange juice. And we go get coffee from Starbucks, which is a treat for some of the people there. So see some other volunteers, and if you would like to come and help, just let us know. Hey, Alan, that about the Denver moves survey, you're up.
I can't hear Alan. Are you muted, Alan?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I am. So this is an update on the Denver Bike Network. The city, the last time they asked the community where people would like to see new bike lanes to connect Denver's network was back in 2015. A lot has changed in the last few years. We've added over 130 new miles of bike lanes in Denver. So there's a lot of interesting new places to look. Where are we missing gaps and things like that? So right now, there's public outreach going on. There's actually a meeting coming up later this month as well, if you'd like to attend it. But one tool that they do have is this Denver Moves bike map here. And I'll put the link to it here in chat real quick for anybody that would like to see it. But effectively, this is a tool for everyone to highlight different kinds of things. You can highlight an intersection or road crossing that feels unsafe when you're biking, a bikeway needed to this destination. So for example, I put in a pinpoint to Brown Elementary, since there's bike lanes that come within a block or two of it, but there's nothing that goes straight to the school. You can put other comments. You can put in a new improved bikeway needed here, the bikeway working well. We've seen some thumbs up here on 23rd Avenue, this great bike lane here that Council Incentive will help support. Get in. There's a lot of great stuff going on here. But you can see there's comments all around. So you can, go in here. And if you want to say, hey, where is 26th, 29th Avenue, Brown Elementary. So if you like my comment here about Brown Elementary, you can agree and do a thumbs up there. So you can go in and add to existing comments or add your own. So it's a great way to help the city really map out and complete the bikeway network as Denver moves towards safer and more sustainable transportation. Any question on the bike map?
I didn't see many, Alan, this is Tom. I really didn't see many comments or thumbs up on the stuff along 17. That seems to be quite successful.
Yeah. It has, I think it was an 800% increase.
And having the separated bikeway from the traffic.
Yeah, it's definitely increased mobility here. You can see some comments here. People asking for safer crossings along Federal, a safer crossing down into the Mile High area. So yeah, not a lot of thumbs up, but you give people a chance to comment. People usually complain, so no surprise. But yeah, I think it's a welcome addition to the neighborhood for sure.
Right.
And having those little posts there is also a traffic calming issue.
It does, yeah. It slows down drivers. Those little protected bike lane posts make the street safer for drivers, pedestrians, and people that bike, based on Reddit research from CU Denver. So it is a nice addition to the street. It looks like, Keith, you got your question, or you got your hand up.
Yeah, Alan, do you mind
I've seen the lights on Federal.
Do you mind if I share my screen for a second?
Go ahead, Keith.
Okay. I think this is great, Alan. I posted a comment on 23rd and Federal. I just wanted to show everybody the picture that I took when this happened over the summer. I was able to post this picture in the the comment I added just about the unsafeness, I felt like, of the 23rd and Federal intersection. I think I've seen 2 accidents there over the last 6 months. This was 2 cars that almost went into the front of that Petunia Bake Shop. And if anybody's able to, I don't know, add a thumbs up to that comment, which is just on 23rd and Federal, about the kind of the safety of the bike lane going into Federal Boulevard right there. I'll definitely add some thumbs up for the 17th Avenue bike stuff, because that's great. So
Thanks, Keith. That is a great segue. I also added in, they asked me to do a general update about Dottie, and a couple more slides here. We are getting some Federal Boulevard improvements starting in the next few months between 23rd Avenue and 27th Avenue, and also a little bonus project on 25th Avenue between Federal and Elliott Street. This is a project funded by your bond dollars that we all voted on, as well as a CDOT Safer Main Streets grant. It's going to provide better pedestrian accessibility along the corridor here. We're actually going to see a hawk. I don't know if you guys have seen the hawk up at, I think like around, oh shoot, I can't remember the exact cross streets, but there's one further north on Federal, like around 40th-ish, next to a school there. So you press a button and it lights up red, and you have to stop, and then it goes blinking red. So you have to stop, and then you can go if it's clear, but it'll be a nice pedestrian crossing at 25th. There's going to be bulb outs to shorten the crossing distances. And per Keith, your feedback, hopefully it'll slow down vehicles and slow down turns as well. Also doing some upgrades to stormwater infrastructure. And they're going to turn in that little stretch of 25th Avenue where the storefronts are into a more pedestrian friendly street. So I think it'll be a nice addition for the neighborhood. There'll be construction, of course, is no fun, but it'll be going through 2024, but it'll be starting soon.
Did I also talk about the lights on 20th and Federal?
What's that, Gil?
I'd like to talk about the lights on Federal and 20th. When you go across, there's not enough time to cross Federal. It seems like before you even get to the curb, the light's already changed.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think our times for crosswalks are not adequate for a lot of people that can't run across that crosswalk. So I agree with you wholeheartedly that those times should come down. Unfortunately, traffic engineers tend to, and it's just the reality, they tend to be more focused on moving cars quickly. And so their feeling is like, hey, by having a longer time for people to get across the street, it's going to slow down people on Federal. But I think we should continue to put in 311 requests for that.
Yeah, because even during the Bronco games, they had that problem, where people are running across there and somebody's going to get hit one of these times.
Yeah, I think it's going to need a leadership change with the city.
There
is focused greatly on homelessness now, which I think is great. But I think there does need to be some pressure put on Dottie and leadership at Dottie to change the culture amongst the traffic engineers to focus on safety. So as you said, that people can cross the street in a reasonable amount of time and safely. So yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Because a lot of times they forget about further down, you're thinking about 26th, 29th, and 25th and all that, but they forget about going on down.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there should be safety improvements. That stretch of Federal between 23rd and Colfax is really between 23rd and 6th Avenue is so dangerous. So yeah, thank you for mentioning that.
Because on 14th and Federal, there's been a lot of people been run over and killed and everything else. And they forget about all that. They keep thinking about all the improvements on 25th and all this other stuff. And they forget about people that are being killed down the street.
Yeah, I agree. And that's right in front of CDOT headquarters, and it's a CDOT road. And it's really a shame that they have not jumped on an opportunity to be there. I was actually at a protest earlier this year we were, someone had died in front of CDOT headquarters, and there were a group of us that went out there to hold up some signs to try to raise awareness. So I agree with you. There needs to be some serious changes to
I'm
the
all
entire
for
street.
improving, in construction and all that stuff, but don't forget about from 23rd on down.
Yeah, for sure. I hear you. Your feelings are very valid. And myself and a lot of other folks are trying to advocate to get those sections fixed as well and get budget for those projects. Moving on to the next section here real quick, since we are over time now, we're running a little bit late. Sidewalks for new homes. This is just something I wanted you guys to bring up, that we brought up as an advisory board. This Sloan's Lake Citizens Group has brought this up. Councilman Sandoval has been great at bringing this up, and her staff. We're seeing a lot of new homes, multi-million-dollar homes in our neighborhood, renovations over $100,000, that are going up, and the sidewalk is not being improved. You can see we've got this old Hollywood curb here on this beautiful brand new home, but we're not bringing the sidewalk up to conforming standards here. So we're asking Dottie to really, we believe they have the right to bring the sidewalk up to conforming standards based on city law right now. And they're choosing not to. We're not completely sure why, but we are advocating for this as well. So, I know there's some concerns, especially on the north side of Sloan's Lake Park, that new sidewalks, we're not going in on some of these beautiful, very expensive homes. So know that that we haven't forgotten about that, and we're continuing to advocate as an advisory board, and me on behalf of you guys.
Alan, that picture that you showed, is
What's that, Tom?
but that picture you showed, the house that was there before it, the picture that you showed at 19th and Newton, with the Hollywood curbs, they certainly could afford to do it if they had the requirement to, because somebody paid $1.5 million to scrape the house and build the new house. So, I mean, there's a lot of money invested there. Sidewalk would be a pittance.
Yeah, I don't blame the homeowner at all. They're just the builder is following the city policy right now, and I don't think we're enforcing it to the point where we should be about getting these upgraded when we have the opportunity. Did I heard someone talking in the background? Did you want to repeat that, Tom?
Angela I didn't hear what Angela.
You said the city will pay for it.
Oh, yeah, when Angela said that the city will pay for it under the new sidewalk improvement eventually.
That's right. Yeah, the city will do it, but it is in city ordinance right now that if you build a new home or have a renovation project of over $100,000, you are supposed to upgrade the sidewalks to conforming standards. They're just not enforcing that.
Well, I think we need to go down and have a rally at one of the Dottie meetings and
we'd
say,
love
hey,
any of you guys, if you want to testify in front of the advisory board to talk about this, we'd love any for any of you to come. So thank you.
We'll present, work on after I get back from our little trip, we'll present a letter based on the straw poll that you can submit as our rep to the advisory board on 26th Avenue. The next slide is slide number 14. And we're almost done. Almost. And we do have, it came from Sloan's Lake t-shirts available. I didn't bring them to the meeting tonight, but if you were to let me know, I can make sure that you can get one. They're $25 for adult, and youth sizes are 20. The next piece is we're having a Sloan's Lake Citizens holiday party. And according to the agenda, it says Wednesday, October 13th, but it's Wednesday, December 13th. And location to be determined. We'll start working on a place. Last year we had it at Chili Verde. The year before that we had it at the Metro Village and their top floor. We're trying to find some place that will get people interested in coming to the meeting. And at that meeting, we'll be soliciting donations for gift cards for the children living at the Del Norte Veterans Apartments, as we did for school supplies this fall. And the next meeting is Wednesday, December 13th, location to be announced, but I hope to see you all there. It will be a fun time. Anybody have any questions, comments for the good of the organization? Otherwise, adios. Drive safe and try not to take your wheelchair onto the sidewalks along 26th Avenue.
Tom, can I just introduce myself?
Oh, yes,
real quickly?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just 'cause I can do it for me. Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Gutierrez. I'm the Senior Outreach Manager for Mayor Mike Johnston. Thank you so much for participating today. I did take some notes. Those slides were very intense about the sidewalks. Dottie is definitely something that comes up in a lot of regional neighborhood organizations. So again, my name is Alex. I'm going to be working closely with District 1, 3, and 10, as well as the mayor's Latino outreach lead for historically underrepresented communities. And just really happy to make inroads here. I did take notes of your holiday party, so I look forward to that date. And I love pancakes, so you should see me at the Veterans drinking the Starbucks for sure. Okay.
Nice to meet you, Alex.
Here.
Okay. I'm not gonna vote again, okay? I don't think I'm allowed to. All right. Appreciate that.
Alex, if you give me your email, I can send you
Oh, yeah, I got my cards out for you in the secretary.
the file for the slides on the 26th Avenue picture.
Yeah, I left District 10 and District 3, Sun Valley and the Abdona RNOs. They should do a regional one too. I don't know if you're part of Denver Inc., but I mean, this is a citywide RNO too. But my point being that Dottie's always brought up. So the mayor's working on selecting an executive director. And I just finished a meeting today on getting Adam Phipps to be more responsive. So hopefully there's some follow up there too. Although yours is very much a niche minutia situation with the sidewalks. So I'll try to figure out where to go, but send me everything you got. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, and Alessandra is obviously OG. She's been here, so I'm going to be under her wing and, you know, vibe out with everybody for sure.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.